ladies and gentlemen. 2 days in a row. Just as fun on here, and we're doing some trains once more. Doing some Spirit of Steam, and this time we've got actual freight. Because yesterday, a lot went wrong. I wanted to do a freight train. There was no freight. It was just freight vans. So that was awkward. And I also noticed that on Twitch, it was saying I was recording guitar. I did that the last time I streamed, like a month ago. So, yeah, we've got the right tags, we've got all that good stuff going on, so that's great. So on Twitch, it actually says the right things. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's already the right thing, because I have to upload it and I have to change all the good stuff. So, hello. Twice in 2 days. It's good to be here. It's good to be live. I've left it a lot later in the day today. It's 4:34 local time, which which means we're at 33 degrees. That's a big thing that's happening today, and that is going to stay happening because it is so hot. And I have spent pretty much the whole day packing, so I am shiny because it's been a long day of moving things. Granted, it was mostly Warhammer, but nonetheless, packing things. Let's play some trains. That's why we're here. So here's the train. Ooh, we've actually got freight today. Isn't that exciting? And hopefully you can hear that, because when I watched the stream back yesterday, I did notice that the audio was very quiet. But looking on my meters, that doesn't look too bad. I might give it a little bit more, just because I do a face every time I use the whistle. And you couldn't see the face yesterday, so that was disappointing. Do we have a friend? We have a friend. Hey, buddy. He too is an idiot. Oh, no, yeah, he's an idiot. And I'm not going to be an idiot today, because I'm going to close or fully open the small ejector, because I think that's what was the problem yesterday. And I am really hoping it's not as loud for you as it is for me, because it's pretty deafening. It's kind of the point of the, giblet. Right, let's go. Oh, look at her move. She's thinking about it. She is thinking about it. We are very heavy. Is it 500 and some tons? 530.6 tons. So I think we actually need more. Look, pal. Just there you go. You could hopefully hear it going because it really wants to close. Okay, give it a bit more. We had a chuff. Oh, there we go. Oh, the safety's turned off. Happy days. We are moving. Yeah. Excellent. This makes me happy. I have also just realised I haven't turned... I'm not doing very well at, like, prepping for streams at the moment. I think it's because it's been so long since I did it. I've forgot what I need to click. But we're okay. We're good. We're moving. Let's give it a bit more regulator. We're not wheel spinning or wheel slipping. There's none of that going on. You're going to get closed. There we go. My first actual heavy freight happening. Now, unfortunately, I did ask. I almost made it stupid. I checked before I hit. Let's go. I hadn't changed a couple of the the really important bits, such as checking to see what time the mission was that I'd chosen, because it was 2 in the morning and you couldn't see anything. So reconsidered, but it had light rain, and I wanted to have a bit of light rain, you know, just make it a bit more exciting. But unfortunately, it didn't keep it. So have a view of a glorious train. 12, 13, and 42 seconds in August. And I've got my head out the window. As you can see, that's me. You can tell by the glorious head of hair. It's fine. Let's have some light. There you go. You can see what you're doing now, pal. Don't want Frank to accidentally, you know, cause himself a mischief. Now, how do you look out the window? Is my question. Because there's the window. And I know there's a way you can do it. It's not that. 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 It's none of them. Whee! Free cam! That's not that. We are going too fast because I'm trying to stick my head out the window. Don't derail. I guess we're not going for the goal today either. That's a really awkward bit of bridge. Okay. Although we are going via the fast lines, that's exciting. Right, let's just full speed it. I'm going to attempt to actually look at things, so I know what's happening. For example, and you can't see this because my face is unfortunately in the way, and apologies for that. I almost didn't set up the webcam, but I thought, you know, 20-mile-an-hour speed limit is coming up, and I'm doing 20 precisely, so I'm going to use a bit of breakage to calm it down, because it's about 50 yards. There we go. And look at us going through, and we're going via, so we're not stopping here. Okay. Let's give it some whistle, because that's exciting. I'll just go through the station. Oh, look at the glory. Look at the majesty. Look at the rubbish on the platform. Zoop. Objective complete. I might try and do a fancy cam. Let's stick some full speed on. Oh, that was brakes. Let's stick some full speed on. And let's use the fancy cam. Whoa. Whee! Because there's another station here. Let's do a proper, like... Try and get a nice shot going. We've got cows. We've got steam train. We've got passengers. I wanted to call them passengers, but that's Colonel Failures. That ain't mine. We have non-volumetric clouds. Look at that texture. There's the train. Just about hear it. There it is. Majesty. Oh, feel the power. Quick, run. Run faster. Too fast. Ah. Oh, yes. Oh, get on the bridge. at that. That's what Majesty is all about. These lucky people in their gardens being able to go, oh, look at the majesty of that. So the bridge. Let's see if we can get a better shot. Was it a footbridge? Oh, excellent. So, you know, Bob stands there watching the train. Ooh, that's got a bit fast for a freight train, isn't it? Oh, yes, Bob, it is. But the driver's just a maniac. Speaking of maniac drivers, let people know we're coming. Stand back from the platform edge. We will destroy you. That's what I'm all about here. Sorry for the wind noise. Call it, you know, effect. You know, live audio effects for you on this day. You know, 50 miles an hour. Is that another train? Let's get some majesticness. Yes, it's an actual other train. Because yesterday we didn't see a single other train. Who are you? It's... No, it's not. De Robeck. Oh, look at this classy shot. Yes. That's beautiful. That is... C'est magnifique. I enjoyed that. It's such a beautiful game. Such a beautiful game, and I know I freaked the heck out the first time we played it. And for those people who haven't seen that, it's on the YouTubes, as are all of my streams. And yeah, I just completely freaked out over how darn good looking this game is. So I'm going to have a little bit of a chat today about the vintage railways. I didn't particularly plan this chat, but I want to because steam trains, and it's related to. You just walked right next to the platform, you idiot! You'll die. I'm glad we weren't turning left then, because that would have been really awkward. What was I saying? Yeah. Steam trains. In places where there are steam trains. Because there are plenty of places in the UK where you can see a real life steam train doing that. Just the majesty and the power. Oh. And for anyone in the UK, if you are interested in trains in any way, shape or form, that's a lot of carriages. That's awesome. Oh, look at that. That's very cool. If you've not been to the York National Railway Museum, you really desperately need to, because it's an amazing, amazing place to go. It's got Mallard there, and it's got very often the Scotsman. Although ye olde girl's been doing a bit of running, which is lovely. She's had a refit. She's had a bit of running, and that's wonderful. Because the Scotsman is my favourite steam train of all time. And for Train Simulator, the original game, not Train Sim World, the one that came before it, Train Simulator, which is ugly. I'm just gonna tell you as it is. It's ugly. But what it does have is steam trains. And lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of trains. It has my local route. Almost. Which is really exciting. But what it doesn't have is looks. You know, it's She's a good girl, but she's been hit with the ugly stick, which is a real shame. But that's kind of why Train Sim World 2 exists, to try and make all of that train sim goodness in a package that is that darn pretty. And I mean, we're in an 8F, which is not a pretty train. Like, she's not meant to be a beauty, but she's lovely. And that distance signal, which I'm glad I looked at, was okay. Moo to you, cow. Might have been the same one that mooed yesterday that you couldn't hear because I had the game volume too quiet. And it might be the same today. We're at 67 miles an hour, 68 miles an hour, and we've got 2.2 miles until we've got to go down to 55. So I think now might be the time to drop the regulator down, get a bit of steam back, and start considering slowing down a little bit. Yeah, definitely worth going to the York Tram Museum. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. And they have like a little tiny bit of stretcher railway, and they very often have some kind of train going on there, which is, you know, fun, but it's a tiny bit of stretcher track. For people more local to the Midlands, like myself, Tysley, oh, that's a double yellow. Something to be aware of. I think we're going to put on full brakes here and see what happens. Yeah, Tysley in Birmingham. That's a wonderful place to go as well. That's where I got to meet the Flying Scotsman in Steam on the track, and she was beautiful. Like, absolutely blew my tiny little mind. And that's a wonderful place to visit. And they've got okay. We're gonna keep eyes peeled. So I'm gonna try and talk, but you keep an eye on that as well, please. Let's give us a whistle. Stand back from the platform edge. We will destroy you if you're too close. Oop, bit of fan noise. Yeah, it's got a little bit of track, and you can go kind of up and down, and it's lovely, but it's not the same as going to a proper railway, a vintage, properly maintained place. And I'm going to give 2 recommendations here. And usually I wouldn't kind of give recommendations on things, but if you're interested in trains, there are 2 places that I would highly recommend that I've done the wrong one again, that you have a look at. Okay. And we're going to go with the smaller one first, but it's incredibly picturesque. And you can either get a bit of the old diesel, a bit of the DMU going on, or it's a steam train, and that's the Langonan Heritage Steam Railway. Well, not Steam Railway, Heritage Railway. It's just lovely. It's really, really nice. If you're in kind of heading a little into Wales, it's not that far from a place where I just love the name, from Trevor. It's not far from Trevor. But we've been there twice now, 6 years apart. First time it was Train de la Steam, and that was awesome. And the last time it was a 2-carriage DMU. From 1950 something, so it was the same kind of time as Steam, which kind of made me sad because obviously it would have been replacing. Oh, I've done the wrong one again. Oh, bum. I wanted to gain speed. All I did was put on more brake. You don't stop, because if you stop, you're never going to get started again. Punch it, Chewie. Okay, let's give it a bit of that. Here, friend. I'll give you all the help we can get here. Go on. You done? Okay. Yeah, I've messed that up a bit. Because this is a hell of a gradient. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, picturesque line. Single track a lot of the way, and it's great. It's really nice going. So if you're kind of headed into Wales a little bit, 100% worth checking in there. Llangollen's just a beautiful place anyway. It's a river running through it, and it's just a beautiful place. So well worth checking out, along with the bookstore there. Absolutely supreme. It's above a cafe, but it's completely supreme. Well worth checking out if you're in the area. There we go, we're gaining speed again now. Because it feels right. And the second recommendation, which is coming soon, the important thing, if you're going to do that kind of heritage railway thing, is that it feels right. And they've completely nailed it. Like in Llangollen, it's stunning. There's no other railways, and it's in this picturesque little Welsh village next to a river, and it all feels proper. It feels all old in a good way. My other recommendation is, of course, being in the Midlands, the Severn Valley Railway. And if you're interested in the steam trains, that's the place to go. Because you don't know what train you're getting with Llangollen. You turn up, it can be either. We were hoping for a steam train. We got a DMU. Was I disappointed? Yeah, frankly. I'm not going to pretend like I wasn't. Because, steam. I'm here for steam. That's why I bought Trains in World 2 originally, because they said, we're bringing steam trains. So I went instant buy. And they weren't lying, they did bring steam trains. Granted, it was right at the end of Train Sim World 2's life. But they held true to their promise of that. Whistle. But yeah, the Severn Valley, you know what you're getting in for, because it tells you on the website what's happening. If it's a diesel, they'll say it's a diesel. If it's a steamer, they'll say it's a steamer. And different days they do different things. They have loads of events. There's like 50s style events that happen, all this. And it's a great atmosphere. It doesn't feel as good because it's next to Kidderminster Station. Like the starting point's at Kidderminster Station. And once you get out of Kidderminster Station and you've gone a bit up the line, it feels great, it feels right. But that initial little bit, you can see, all the modern trains coming past. And it does take a little bit away from the atmosphere, unfortunately. So, you want steam trains? And you've not been to the Severn Valley Railway? You need to, frankly. And I would love to visit more heritage railway sites in the UK, because I know there's loads. There's a proper ooh, hi. What's the word I'm after? Narrow gauge. There we go. Sorry for the surprise there. That snuck up on me as well. Yeah, I'd love to do like a proper narrow gauge, vintage, properly done train. You know, done. That's where it's been like all done properly, where it's all, you know, correct kind of time period stuff. So I think that's what sells it. It really is what sells it, and I think that's why this game has done so well with Spirit of Steam, because they've gone, we're gonna do it late 50s, and it feels right. I mean, I wasn't alive in the late 50s. In fact, the only one in terms of time period that I know that time period a bit is the Transpennine route, which is in like the late 80s, kind of early 90s kind of thing. And it's dark and it's dreary and everything's been kind of in disrepair. And I remember that. I remember that time period. So that's fun. But the 50s, I don't know about the 50s. I wasn't there. I wish we could have built some more steam up. That's a shame. We'll knock you back anyway. I think you've done a good job of holding us there, mate. So yeah, I like it when it's all appropriately era correct, and that's why this DLC really ticks the boxes for me, because it's the 50s. It feels like the 50s. I feel like I should be, you know, having a bit of the old rock and roll, a bit of the boogie woogie playing in my ears. And obviously for legal reasons, we don't have music on the stream, which as a musician is really sad. I'd love to have some music on the stream, but it's not a good idea, because they just get rid of all the talking, and some of you might think that's a good thing. But I again, kind of name calling the Colonel failure. I like to fall into the Colonel failure of, you know, you are the bit, the talky thing, So yeah, kind of having the talky bit muted due to, here's some music in the background. No, thank you. Sorry, I leant too close to the fan then and got more fan noise. But yeah, I highly recommend going to the Severn Valley, Llangollen. I'm no good with the Welsh accents, and if I'm saying it wrong, I apologise to anyone who is sitting there just going, "Why is he butchering it?" I'm not trying to butcher it. I'm just not very linguistically able. I struggle with words, does I? And it's not just because I'm from Warsaw, although it's part of it. You know, we do speak proper. Spake proper. No. On a tangent, just because it's popped into my head, yesterday afternoon when it was way too hot to be doing packing and things, watched Le Mans 66 again, because my dad, who is also a massive kind of petrol head, and is one of the reasons I watch Formula 1, he lent me Le Mans 66, which is an amazing film. If you've not seen it, you really, really should. It's called Ford vs Ferrari in all the parts of the world, which is a really naff name for it. Hello, Kev. I guess it's a really bad name for it because it's not Ford vs Ferrari, really. It's Le Mans, and Le Mans, the main fight with Le Mans is Le Mans. Like that's the target. You know, it's not the other teams who you're competing against. You're competing against the circuit. And I just want to say how well Christian Bale did for his part in it. He's got the accent spot on, like properly spot on. Ken Miles felt real, and as a local lad, or localish lad, he's from a slightly posher area than me, common as muck. They really got the accent right. I was genuinely impressed. Like, Christian Bale, absolutely just wonderful, absolutely wonderful in that film. I completely digress. I mean, he's got wheels, and we've got wheels. That's neither by the by. We are starting to get some wheel slip. Let's drop off. In fact, we need to build up a bit of the old steam chest anyway. What was I saying? Christian Bale, great film. Nothing to do with what I was talking about before. I don't remember what I was talking about before. Probably something to do with the trains, because, you know, trains. I love trains. I really don't remember what I was saying. Ooh, we've got a speed limit coming up, and we're about to blast through it. In fact, it's only slightly. We're only slightly blasting through it. Although we're probably not going to get gold medal now. Oh, we're going over. Oh, that's fun. Give it a whistle. As you're going over the flyover. Huzzah. I'm hoping whatever I was talking about will come back to me, but I don't think it's going to. Which is slightly disappointing, and I apologise for forgetting. Yeah, let's just enjoy the ride for a little bit. Let's just get a bit of that going on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said something about Colonel Powell, yeah. No, that was me waffling. Brakes! Because you might go, oh, your speed's, you know, you can do 80. Yeah, but in 500 yards, I'm supposed to be doing 55. And it's a really heavy train. So it's not actually slowing down like I thought it would. That's really awkward. That's alright, we've done it. We've done it. The speed limit of 90 coming up. I don't think we're going to hit that, I'm afraid. Oh, look at that. Let's get a really nice, majestic view of the train over there. Oh, look at that. That's lovely. I haven't been up this bit, you know? I don't recall it. I might have done. I've done quite a few of these now. Ooh, too much speed. Or too much regulator, I should say. There we go. Cool. We're back on track. We're doing all right. But yeah, I cannot recommend enough going to see a real life steam train if you've not seen one. And me and the missus this morning, because I was looking at Engage railway stuff, because I've got an Engage set just up there. And I'd love to be able to set it up in the new house. I just want to get a big board and I want to set it up, and it's going to be lovely. It's going to be great. And what I've got in my starter set is a steamer. It's a little freight job. And I was talking about how like all the starter sets for Engage now, like they're not really steam trains anymore. It's all diesels or electrics. And when I had a look, there were 80 diesel, 12 electric, and 12 steam trains. And of those 12 steam trains, 6 of them were the same train, but with more weathering or this or that. But it was the same train. And I was just like, why are there not any steam trains anymore? And the missus, who I've now decided is a steam train expert, because I think she's hit the nail on the head on like everything I said. She had an answer for, and then I went, yeah, that actually sounds about right. People don't really know steam trains anymore. And when I was growing up, me granddad drove steam trains, and my dad was a train driver. Not steam, but he drove trains. So I've always had that love. It's always kind of been there, and I wanted to know more about them. I mean, I don't remember it, but there's photos of my folks while my sister was not born, but was gestating. We went to the York Train Museum, and I've got a picture with Mallard, and just like it blew my mind. It was so awe-inspiring, like properly awe-inspiring, that I just always had that love of trains and steam trains, particularly. And nowadays, people don't. Like, you don't see a steam train. Right, that is. So I'm going to turn the regulator off, because that signal was definitely on thingy. However, that one looks fine. Yep, okay. Whee! And yeah, people just don't see steam trains anymore. Like that imagery right there. People don't have. So if you got kids, please go and take them to a steam railway. There's loads about. I think there's one up Cannock Chase, which is really local to me. There's several kind of the east of England, on the east coast. Scotland has obviously got the Harry Potter experience. I just go and see some steam trains. There are steam trains that run along just on the main lines in the UK. While I was sat waiting to come home the one day, at my train station where I work, I just heard this whistle and a chuffer chuffer, and I immediately got my phone next on, knew what was coming. It was a steam train, and just rattled through, and it was amazing. And most of the people there didn't even look up from their phones. I'm like, this is like, how often are you going to be sat at your local train station and see a steam train come through? Unless your local train station is Kidderminster. You know, it's just not a common sight. But the people didn't care, and that was the thing that kind of shocked me a little bit. And I think that kind of history shouldn't be lost. I mean, no history should be lost. And sounding slightly political, no history should be, you know, changed or adapted to make a side look better or worse, or a group of people look better or worse than what is accurate. Because the whole point of history is it shouldn't be told by the victor. History should be told as impartial. With my big holistic, shouldn't the world be great if we did this? Like, we're not moving lines, we're okay, but we have got a 30-mile-an-hour limit in 2.2 miles, so we're gonna start slowing down because we're heavy. Continuing the point. Yeah, the history shouldn't be lost, and the engineering feat shouldn't be lost. I mean, look at that. This is technology from the 1800s. Refined, yes, but it's technology from the 1800s. And it's amazing! Like, that shouldn't be lost. And it doesn't matter how old you are, being able to appreciate just the awesomeness of what this is. And we've slowed down way too early here. Hello, single box. I don't think it should be lost. And I think that's why heritage railways are important. Why it's important that, you know, the trains are preserved. You know, I watched a video 2 days ago on the A4 Pacific class, which, for those people who are not in the know, that's Mallard. You know, the fastest recorded steam train. That was 125.8 miles an hour. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Or congratulate me if I'm right. Because I'm trying to remember this from 2 days ago. And I have a terrible memory, as previously stated, discussed, and shown. But they built 35 of them, and I think it's 5 are still in existence. All the rest are gone. And that's just tragic. You know, and fair enough, some of them were because of World War II. One was in for a refit and got bombed. So that one was scrap. But only 5 still exist, as far as I remember. And it's just sad, because the sheer engineering ingenuity that went into it, like the creative out-the-box thinking, that's the kind of stuff we need. Like, surely that's the kind of stuff that we need right now in the world to come up with better ways of doing things. And, you know, I'm not saying let's take steam, which is highly, highly, highly pollutive. And that's the way we should be going and doing stuff. Because now I don't agree with that. We need to be sustainable. But at the same time, coming up with creative things. This was a time when people were doing things and trying things and pushing the envelope, pushing what could be done. And personally, I feel we need more of that out of the box thinking. And as a teacher, I think that is key and something that schools don't do right. Not criticising my work, not criticising where I work, because I love where I work. It's an amazing place, and we do an amazing job. Speaking, as impartially as I can, I feel we do an amazing job. Because God knows it's hard. An inner city Birmingham school, it's not easy. But if we can get more people to think, younger people, to think outside the box, the next generation, it builds on and it builds on and it builds on. And the whole and this is a discussion that always happens in education, it feels like we're just rattling out exam people. We're teaching you this because it's on the exam, as opposed to we're teaching you this because this is information that is interesting that you can learn from to be a better human being. And you can't have an exam on how good are you as a human being. I wish I could, because I'd have got an A star, because I'm an awesome, awesome human being. I'm annoying, and I can just waffle on about rubbish. Yeah, that's a teacher's job. And if any of you are any unfortunate enough to be in my classroom, you know how much rubbish I talk at times. But it's the idea of trying to get people to think outside the box, think for themselves, and come up with these creative ideas. And this train, all steam trains, were incredible. From an engineering point of view, absolutely just incredible. And trains in general, the motor car, boats, just all of it is incredible. And to think of the time we live where I can be sat here playing a game with a steam train that looks like a real steam train, talking to people on the internet. It's phenomenal. What a time to live. But where do we go? How do we move on from here? Because does technology create too much of make things too easy, so we don't think outside the box? Is a big question. It's a question I don't have the answer for, and it's a question I wasn't planning on posing. I just wanted to talk about some training. But I genuinely feel that, keeping history going and having things like the heritage railways are really, really important. And now we have much cleaner burning coal. They're much more environmentally friendly than they used to be. Is that another train ahead? I don't rightly know. I hope it's not another train ahead, because it looks like it's on our track if it is, and we're in trouble. I didn't see any distance signals. I think it might be a signal box. Yeah, I think it's a signal box. I think we're okay. I kind of want to do a run ahead thingy. No, I think it's a signal box. I think we're okay. Don't worry. I know you weren't, but yeah. I have just seen that there is a message on the Twitch, and annoyingly, where I've put my window, I can't actually see it. You can go with an ice on the Acrosa line. From Eli has the king. Thank you, Eli has the king. It's good to see you. And thank you for the message. The Acrosa line, I haven't heard of this line. Whereabouts is it? It sounds exciting. I genuinely want to see more live steam trains and just a lot more heritage lines. So I'd love to know where that is. I can do a bit of research. I'll do some research regardless, because I like that kind of thing. And kind of slightly on with what I was saying. I think the idea of oh, it's a DLC. For the ICE, 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 as opposed to ice. Which, in fairness, at 33 degrees, I think my computer needs ice. It's looking very, very warm. I will check the temperatures in a minute. Okay, cool. I'll have a butcher's on that. Although I'm going to hold off on any new DLC for Train Sim World 2, with 3 coming out. And I have just noticed in 2 miles we've got a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, so I'm going to start slowing down. Because we are heavy. So yeah, we'll start slowing. Cool, I'll have a look at that. Eli has the king. I will definitely have a mooch. I might already have it. I don't remember. I don't remember what I have. I know I've never driven an ICE in this game. I've had a decent amount of them in Transport Fever 2. I like to run the ICE on there, just because it's fast and it's fun. And I am considering doing some train sim. This is train sim. Transport Fever 2 stuff at some point. We got to yell it. Yeah, because I really, really like Transport Fever 2. So I might do some streaming of that in addition to, trains. I just like trains, frankly. I just like trains. Let's go and get a pretty shot from a bridge. Let's get her coming over. Oh, there she goes. Going back to heritage railways and all that good stuff. Fan noise. Getting into the spirit. 30 miles an hour. Whoa. Links in very nicely, because I genuinely feel that even though steam trains don't go anywhere near as fast as an electric train, and using the ICE as an example, that can do like 280 kilometers an hour, something daft like that. It's fast, but I feel you get to a point where the speed kind of no longer feels fast. Whereas the steam train, we were doing like 40 and it felt quick. Like, it felt really, really quite fast. Why that is, I don't know. There's a train! Hello, train! I'd love to have seen which one that was. In fairness, cannot. Ooh, I'm supposed to be doing. No. I was thinking I could go into the detached camera and try and follow it. We're slowing down. We're doing all this. I think I need to just concentrate on this good stuff. But yeah, when you're on like the Heritage Railway, so the Severn Valley, for example, it doesn't feel anywhere near as fast as it is. And I find that really interesting. Like, steam trains, they just feel quick even when they're not. And I don't know if it's just because of the sheer power of them, or the fact that, I mean, if I stick the chuffer back on, that just feels like it's doing a lot. That feels like it's going quick. And, you know, we were doing 90 miles an hour and we were still doing 19 miles an hour. So it's not like we were actually going quicker. But it feels it. And I think this is why, going on to DLCs as well, that this game needs more DLCs for Steam. Because on yesterday's stream, we saw a grand total of 0 other trains. Not even one. And today we've seen 2. I'm pretty sure there were more trains happening in this time period than what we've just seen. And we are now going way too fast. Ooh, we're going into the tunnel. Let's go on board. Because we've got a lamp on so we can see. Oh yeah. That's really cool. Because this is only the second time I've driven the 8F. It's the first time I've been under here. That's really cool. I love it. Let's give it a bit. Because we're going to be heading up. Just try and get a bit of momentum on our side. There we go. Too much momentum. That's right, we'll slow down. An interesting side point. Because Train Sim World 3, Spirit of Steam is being ported over to it. They're doing all the new stuff, so we'll have the lovely volumetric clouds instead of the texture, which is still the same texture as what we saw earlier on. So they're adding in all that. That's great. I wonder if it's going to impact the smoke from the train. That. Or I wonder if that was like their initial kind of test. So like if we can get Steam working on a Steam train and making it look realistic in 3D, and it does, maybe we can make it for clouds. Maybe that was the test, because that's that looks like a cloud. I don't know. Right, the distance signal said that it's going to be doom, so eyes peeled. Let's make sure we don't go through a red again like yesterday when we almost went through a red. I still can't believe I fluked that. Because that was hilarious. Oh, stop at location. Okay, so we've got 0.8 of a mile, and then I think, oh, see, that is not nice. Yeah. Let's look this way. Obviously, it'll make me sad. Come on, train, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I think we're okay. I think we've made it. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I hope that... I'll be intrigued to see if they do something with the smoke, because the smoke already looks great. So I do wonder if they're going to do something to improve it with the DLC. Find out we shall. And we are now coming into Crew, which I think is our final location. So while we're finishing off, thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure again. I just really like playing with Steam Trains, to be honest. So doing 2 streams in 2 days, neither of them particularly planned, particularly today's. And I haven't had a stream milkshake. Senior Sloth's gone. It's all fallen apart. But that's what you get when you're planning to move house. Things get put away, which is very, very sad. But also going to be awesome once I've got a proper streaming setup rather than webcam kind of stuck on an old laptop. And yeah, just everything not being in a particularly good place. I can't wait till my computer's in a place where it can get some proper airflow as well. Because that'll be exciting. I don't like it when my computer looks like it's going to blow up. I am concerned how close the signal is to where I've got to stop. It's 650 yards now. It's 660 yards at the point where it says 650. So I'm going to have to be pretty good on stopping. But that's alright. But yeah, been a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining. Hopefully it won't be too long until the next one. That's the wrong one again. City Heroes coming soon. I haven't figured out a date with the team yet, but City Heroes will be coming soon. F1 Manager with Ferrari will be coming 25th-ish. And I'm really excited for that one. Trains will continue. Might do some Transport Fever, we'll see. Streaming is just a good excuse to play some stuff, to be honest. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, if you're on the Twitch, thank you for joining me and for the conversation, the ideas, and I'll have a look at that that line. If you're on the YouTube, please feel free to subscribe if you're liking what you're seeing, and like the video if you like what you're seeing again. So if you like it, do those things. If not, then no worries. It's all good in this neighbourhood. Because I've got a steam train. Like, it couldn't be much better. It's wonderful. So yes, we are coming up on the end of our adventure for today. We'll just get a little bit more of the chuff going on. So I don't want to have the safeties going, to be honest. And I actually did heavy freight. It wasn't a lie. Like yesterday, it was an actual heavy 500 and whatever tons of heavy freight. And I only broke the speed limit a couple of times. And I got a gold medal! I wasn't expecting a gold medal. Sweet. I think it said it was going to be a 49-minute mission. It took an hour and a minute and 49 seconds. But you know what? I had a lovely time. I hope you had a lovely time. I thank you very, very much. And I will hopefully be seeing you again soon. Thank you. Ta-da!